What's up, Fit Fam? Hey, I wanted to make a quick video, kind of for you, kind of for my team, and I didn't want to just share it in one page. I wanted to share it with everyone and drop the knowledge simply because I know that we could all use it. So I wanted to make a quick video, look at that glare, about how I use canned responses to send out messages to people that I'm talking to either on Instagram or Facebook. If you have really big goals, kind of like I do, you talk to a lot of people every single day and you don't want to say the same, like you don't want to have to type out the same thing over and over and over. Also, it's kind of like what the National Wake Up Call talked about, is setting up those systems. Like I'm thinking big, like I know that my business is going to grow according to, the time that God gives it and as much effort as I put into it. But I also want to be set up so that when I am at that point where I am making, Success Club 20, Success Club 50, and I've got all these coaches, that I have a system in place so that I'm not working all day. Like that's my thing, is I don't want to be working all day. I'm okay with grinding now, but I'm not okay with still having to be in the grind, like hard. I want to do what Anita Myron's doing, 4 to 5 hours a day, and that's it. So I'm setting up those systems a little by little now so that I don't have to still figure it all out later on. And success leave clues, so I just do what the top dogs say and keep trucking away. So I am going to actually share, I'd say, my screen with y'all, but I don't have my Mac anymore. So I'm actually just going to share my computer with you guys and show you what my canned responses look like using Gmail. So if you have a Gmail, or I would say just go for it and create a Gmail account for your business. They have really awesome things like Google Streaks, so you can see who read your stuff and how many times they viewed it and how many times you've opened it. It's crazy. It blows my mind how many times people have looked at the email, but they don't respond. Like they're curious, but they don't respond. They're so curious. They're like, oh, I know I was like that. Like I read these email like 5 different times before I actually submitted and ordered something. So know that happens, and that kind of lets you see that, hey, you need to follow up with that person. Say, hey, I've seen you. You've seen the email a couple of times. What's going on? Can I answer a question for you? So that kind of helps you with that too. So I'm not going to talk about Google Streak today because that's a totally longer, different training. But I did want to share how to use the canned responses option in the emails. So I'm actually sending one out right now. I'm going to minimize that one and flip my screen, turn my flash off so you can see it. All right. So hopefully this is a little bit clearer than what I think it looks like. All right, this is my email, and what you do is you go to Compose in here, and you click on Compose. And for the canned responses, it's in the Compose folder at the very bottom. So you can see, gosh, I wish I could get a better. Invest in a Mac. That's my goal. I am saving up for a Mac, just in case you guys don't know that. Sorry if it's shaking a lot. So if you go in here, mine likes to hide it underneath all this stuff right here, but there's a little tab and an arrow that says more options. And you click on that tiny little arrow and this stuff comes out. And it's canned responses. So you click on canned responses and you can type up an email or a message. Like say you want to email somebody the information to your next boot camp, but you don't want to type it over and over and over and over and over. Like this lets you send that same message to people without paying for MailChimp or any of those other automated email services. Like they're expensive and you don't really need them at this point. So this is a free way that I send that. Like I just click on them and it will generate whatever I already typed in there. So you see that? I didn't have to type any of that stuff, and all I do is fill in the comment and the email and I can send that. So let me show you how to create a new one so that you see what that's like. So I'm going to close that. That's going to save into my drafts, and I'm going to go back to Compose, and then I'm going to create my email. And here you'll just start typing whatever you want here. I'm using one-handed because my damn tripod is too tall and I don't want to mess with that. So there it is. There's my email, and then I'm going to go to that More Options tab, click on it, Canned Responses, and click on new canned response. New canned response. And you'll click on that. So now I get to name it. And I'm going to say delete me because I don't want this. Obviously, delete. That's close enough. And there you go. So now I can hit send, you know, type in an email and hit send if I'm ready to send that out, and it's already saved. So when I go to compose again and I want to send it to somebody else, I'll do the same thing. Go to compose, go to that tiny little arrow and click canned responses, and you'll see that it's saved on there, that delay. I should have said delete. This one, it's right there, and it'll automatically populate. It's so huge, dude. It's such a time saver. And I do this for the people who are asking for information to my boot camps. I do this for people who are asking for information for my anything. Like clean eating group, boom, it's in there. New boot camp, it's in there. 80-day obsession boot camp, I've got one for if it's 21-day fix or shift shop. It's just an effect blast blitz. Like, this saves so much time. You are a busy mama. You gotta save time. You have to. I sent like 15 emails today. Just boom, 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 like this. You know, instead of having to copy and paste and do that, I could just type the email and it saves time. Because sometimes if you're in a hurry, you can't copy and paste. Even that takes too long. But this just populates that in there. It's just 2 clicks, and you know, nothing messes up. So super easy. I like it. It's something that we can all do. It's not complicated at all. And you can delete. I'm actually trying to look to see how to delete it. You can delete old canned responses. You just go to the delete part of it and it'll completely erase it. You can modify it. I do that every once in a while. I just go in there and change the wording so that it's fresh. And that's pretty much it. So that really saves me a lot of time. I know, you know, whenever I'm really, really pushing hard for Success Club and trying to hit, you know, success crazy numbers, I talk to a lot of people and I collect a lot of email addresses. But that's also going to be helpful for me. So when I do actually get a little assistant, I have collected all these email addresses in here, and I can just pay somebody to figure out, you know, who I've sent emails to, and then I can automate emails to them too. So make sure you're collecting email addresses, because if something happens, God forbid, to Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever, and you don't have those contacts, at least you have them in your email address. And that's your contact. Like if you've never listened to Shalene, she's like, you've got to grow your email. So make sure that you're doing that, and that's another way you can follow up with them. They're not responding to you on Facebook or Instagram because maybe they're busy, or they deleted the app. I know I've heard that a million times. Oh, I deleted my Messenger, girl. Oh, God, Lord. Go in there and email them. You can send them recipes in there. You can send them snippets of your workouts in there. I know I'd love to get myself an assistant, a virtual assistant, so he could send those to me, because like it would be great. I know I have at least 300 email addresses collected. Like that's another funnel that is untapped right now, and it's insane to me. So anyway, my whole spiel was to make sure that I shared that with you guys, because it's amazing, 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 and it's a huge time saver. Again, if you're like, oh, I don't know what to send them, like, dude, it's very basic. Talk to them like you're talking to a friend. Tell them, hey, I've got this new boot camp coming up. You tell them what you're going to be doing for them in there, meal plans, workouts, and accountability, and then you share a little bit about what you expect for them, which is show up and press play. You know, drink Shakeology, show up, press play, they drink Shakeology, and be committed. And then you can just send that to them. Like, it's super simple. Like, you don't have to worry about, oh, a script, blah, blah, blah. Like, that script should be your own script. It shouldn't be somebody else's script. So just whatever you feel like you would say to your friend that you want to join you, and what kind of info they would probably ask for, type it up, send it out, and just save so much time. All right, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So for sure, comment below if you have any questions. I would love to answer them for you. And that's it.